So my question to you is, if you were one of the advisors,
Mm.
yes, Joseph, the pain of having to explain this. Exactly. This is this is not only painful, but it's shocking as well. It's
Yep.
shocking
Yep.
to read, to find out something like this. And I think, like I said, they mismanage, they misuse a very important, a very big opportunity to do something for the common
Common good.
good. I mean, whether you agree with their movement or not, it's still something that, um, yeah, it's a shame because there are people who could really uh, who could really uh, need what you can potentially provide, but you're, as an organization or set of organizations, not doing what you need to do. But okay,
Back to the question. I'm
my
curious what kind of
question.
question you're trying to ask
Hey,
me.
hey, I
Okay.
know,
Okay.
but
I'm already excited.
that's
You're
that's
you're you're you're, you're saying I'm getting handsomely. Uh, 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 my
hence
pockets are getting
uh,
filled.
pockets are getting filled, of course.
Am I
Not
getting
with
more?
cash, not with
Well,
cash, because we saw that they
with
only
love,
have.
with black love.
that's that's according to
That's
the
this.
there's their report, right? No,
Okay.
but
I'm
so my question to
I'm
you
getting
is,
black love.
do you believe that they should blow up the whole organization and start from scratch correctly? So each, let's call them group, agree that they will all abandon the name and start from scratch? Or do you think that it's still, that they can still salvage the reputation? I'm
This is a very
curious to
tough
know.
one. This is very tough one. Um, the problem they cannot blow it up. It's too big. It's like too big to fail right now. It's a brand name, and they have the brand name. They are the main ones who have the branding. Whether you want to, even though it's a movement and and an organization, it's the same. People see it as a synonymous these days,
But
which I don't agree with.
okay, I'm gonna let you
I,
finish. My bad. I'm gonna let
yeah,
you finish.
yeah. But do you blow it up? If I don't think you can blow it up. I don't think you can save it either. It will die a slow death. To be honest, it will die a slow death if they continue this route. Um, it will die a slow death. The only way. Um, how would your question was, do they blow it up, or the second option was
Whether they blow it up and say let's all start from scratch, or try to save it. Is it? Can it be saved?
it can be everything can be saved.
That's not true.
S- well, okay, Leonardo DiCaprio was unsavable in Titanic, that I did agree with. um
He
but
could have been saved.
oh yeah, if she moved her ass a little
He
bit to the
could
right,
have been
you're
saved.
right. So you see everything could be saved, even in that
Yeah,
situation.
yeah. Well,
But then
okay.
she had to
So,
take all the anyway. But let's bring
so
it back to the topic.
yeah,
You can save it. However, it's gonna take a lot of efforts to do that. Blow it up. You cannot blow it up. It's impossible to blow it up at this point. They have 42 million in assets. How do you blow that up? I don't know how you think about it. How you gonna, as a lawyer, can you blow up 42 million in assets? Where are those assets going to go?
you can
Well,
always liquidate the assets,
mhm.
and then you would need to look at. I don't know how it is in the U.S., so I have to. Um, so I'm speaking of I'm, s- I'm I, probably more or less the same, but I cannot say for certain. So we need a lawyer. We need a lawyer in U.S. in the U.S. to or and in that specific state as well to maybe give insights. But usually you would need to look at the charter. So in our legal system, you would need to look at the charter of incorporation, the articles of incorporation, as it's also called, to look at to see what it says about the liquidation of the entity. So usually it says, for example, that in certain specific situations, so in case you want to liquidate the entity, the legal entity, you would need to, if there's a surplus, you would need to do something with it. And sometimes so in our legal system, you have to either, if you don't put anything, you have to pay the government the surplus, or in other situations, you can also put, for example, a specific organization, or it can say, I've also seen it written as you can deposit it in an organization that has more or less the same goal as you do.
Question before you continue.
Okay.
Would you think if they blow it up, they would give it to grassroots?
I'm telling you, no, of course not. Of course not. I mean, the way things are evolving, they might start their own grassroots.
Grassroots 2.0.
No, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that.
Okay.
But yeah, I think that that would be best for the outside world as well. It's not gonna, the chances of that happening is slim to none. I know that. But just from an objective point of view, the best way would be if all the groups, or at least the more predominant groups that are sister organizations, which is for certain the foundation, the grassroots, and PEC, which is the one that basically finances and tries to influence and support political players and they're lobbyists, political players and policies, would be for them to come together to put all the money on the table. The question is if the others will believe that that's all.
Don't start putting all the money on the table as well. You don't want to put all the someone might
don't
pull
show
something
your
else.
plate to someone that's hungry.
Don't show your plate to someone that's hungry.
But at least to put the let's say okay, this is the amount of money we have, but not only money, these are the specific groups that we cater to. Let's split them. We split, for example, this entity will take care of that. But with a particular, will take care of a particular group. Another entity will take care of and support other group, and split the money in a way that they can all leave with a handshake. Because in practice, KR, let's be honest, as an organization, if you say Black Lives Matter, there are so many types of subcategories of Black lives that it's impossible to cater to all anyway.
I mean, Black people are not a monolith, so
no. So I think that would be, I believe, but I realize that I asked you the question, or I'm answering it. Oh, you answered it already. But I believe as well that that's what needs to happen. But the reason why I think that the chances of that happening is slim to none is purely because of power, wealth, and greed. It's like Game of Thrones. It's like a novella, like you mentioned. It's a good story. It's a good novel. It's a drama. But the fact is, if you look at the where a lot of these people, the people that are currently in a very high position the within the Black Lives Matter groups, right? The foundation, the PEC, the lobbyists, and grassroots. A lot of them weren't that popular, weren't that well known, didn't have that much influence, and some of them, not all of them, didn't have that much money either. So if they were people who had that amount of money, power, authority already, it would be easier to walk away. But they know that if they walk away now, they would basically need to rebrand themselves and start from scratch. And that's the reason why I believe that they're not going to do it, even though that it would be wiser for all of them to do it in that way, because that way maybe you wouldn't remain with everything, but you could still keep something. Now they all want to fight for everything, and chances are high that all of them will uh, end up with nothing.
Die a slow.
Die slow.
Yeah.
Diet soda. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So
Definitely, definitely.